I want to highlight a point that I heard from 𝗽𝗿ance, who has a lot of great content around business acquisitions. If you aren't aware of him yet, you can check him out on YouTube. But he talks about this romanticism around owning your own business, which is warranted, which makes sense. It's great to own your own business. But there are a couple of ways to own your own business. You can start a new business, or you can go buy an existing profitable business. So for all the romanticism there is a lot of interest, a lot of attention around starting your own business. There's walls and walls of books if you go to any bookstore or any library around starting a business. But there's not a lot around going and buying an existing business, which actually turns out is a less risky proposition. Because if you look at the cash flows and compare them when you start a new business versus when you go and buy an existing business, this is how it works. When you're starting a new business, usually you don't have a product or service already in place. You got to figure that out. And you don't have any paying customers already. You also need to find them. In a sense, you need to find a product market fit, right? But when you go buy an existing business, you already have existing products or services in place, and you already have existing customers that are already buying from this business on an ongoing basis, which will continue to buy if you hopefully don't mess it up after you buy the business, right? So the cash flows when you start a new business will usually go like this. There's red bars going down for negative cash flows year over year over year, until at a certain point where you hopefully turn to green, where you now start making money. You figured out your product and services, and you found the customers, and they start buying, and enough of them buy to overcome your costs in running the business, and now you have positive cash flows. And then from then on, hopefully you grow it, and then your green bars continue to go up after that. So that's how it works when you start a business. And even after you start making money, it'll take you several years to really become positive cash flow, because you've spent all these years in negative cash flows, right? So it'll take you several years to make back that money and turn really positive cash flow. But when you buy an existing profitable business, and if you make a good purchase, the cash flows will look very different. To start with, you'll have a really huge red bar that goes down, which is the money that you put in to buy this business. And then starting day one, you'll already have green bars going up for positive cash flows, because your existing customers will continue to buy from the business. And if you use leverage, this large red bar probably is not all red. It's probably some of it is red, maybe 20% for 20% down payment that you put in, and the rest of it maybe is orange because this is a loan that you took, right? And then after that, you start making money from day one. You break even sooner, and there's more certainty here because these are existing products and services and existing customers that will continue. So this is why buying an existing business, it's much less risky proposition than starting a new business.